You're with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
Let's walk the talk. Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856.
92.7 and 106 FM.
6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Dumelang, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us here on 702 on this 18th day of December. I hope you're well this morning. The Clement Manyathela Show starts now with the 702 open line. You can call us on 011-883-0702 or send a WhatsApp voice note on 072-702-1702. By the way, have you done all of your, what do you call them? These kind of Christmas events or Christmas luncheons before the actual Christmas. So some people do, what do they call it? Friendsmas, if I'm not mistaken. Are you one of those people who have attended or organized a Friendsmas? And what is the purpose of that? Is it like friends who decide, or family or colleagues that decide to come together and celebrate like Christmas before they go celebrate Christmas at home? And which one do you suppose you value the most? Because not everybody actually is excited about being at home for Christmas. So for whatever reason, and maybe for you, Friendsmas becomes that period when actually you truly are in the moment and you are celebrating Christmas. Maybe some of you are still busy with staff parties. Have you done staff parties already? I think a lot of companies concluded that last week. But there may very well be others who are going to be doing their staff parties, end of the year parties this year. How's that going? Is it done? Have you enjoyed it? Was there drama? Because there's always drama at an end of year party, isn't it? Let me know on 011-883-0702. WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702. So Bafana Bafana have departed for Morocco. They left yesterday ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations. The team is now heading into this tournament with cautious optimism because they're hoping to build on recent performances and make us as South Africans proud on the continental stage. But then as hosts, Morocco are expected to be one of the toughest competitors alongside heavyweights like Senegal, Egypt, Nigeria as well is on the list of really tough countries, Cote d'Ivoire. So this is really a highly competitive AFCON. And I wonder how you think things are going to play out. How do you see Bafana Bafana performing at AFCON this year? How do you see them performing this year? And what message or well wishes would you like to send the team as they represent South Africa? You know what we do. Always ahead of these big games, big tournaments, we want to wish our boys some really good luck. So send some positive energy, please, and let me know how you think AFCON is going to play out. Who are you? Which team are you going to be focusing a lot on? Who are you putting your money on? And of course, as South Africans, we're putting our money on Bafana Bafana, you know, almost all of us. But how do you think Bafana Bafana is going to perform? Are we ready for this? And which team do you think we need to be completely 100% ready for and not undermine? And which team are you rooting for other than Bafana Bafana? Give us a call or send a WhatsApp voice note. Here's a question as well, which has really been asked a number of times. And I'm asking this because I see a lot more people are done now watching that Puff Diddy's documentary. So if you're not aware of it, there's this new documentary that is examining the rise and influence and controversy surrounding Sean Diddy Combs. And it's put a long-running hip-hop feud back in the spotlight, if you will, this time with 50 Cent playing a central role. So this rapper who has openly criticized Didi for years, is involved in the documentary and does not hold back. Because you see how they revisit accusations, industry tensions, and this deep-seated mistrust of Didi that has stretched over decades. So 50 Cent's participation has reimagined conversations really about grudges. And that's what I want to ask you about this morning. Because his long-standing animosity towards Didi has never been subtle. But this documentary gives it new weight, and it's raising questions about whether unresolved conflicts ever truly fade, or whether some grudges simply evolve with time and opportunity. So what I'm interested to ask you, though, is, like, are you that kind of a person that holds grudges? Huh? And what's the longest grudge you've ever held, and have you ever acted on it, or do you believe in letting things go? Some people believe in karma. What's that saying? Let go and let God. Some people believe that is the best approach. So what kind of approach do you normally take when it comes to grudges? Do you hold grudges? Do you ever act on them? Are there certain things that when someone has done, it's gonna be a grudge and for a very long time until that person apologizes? How do you approach things like that? I'm really interested. 011-883-0702. I'd like to hear your views on the WhatsApp line. It's 072-702-1702.
Clement Manyathela, streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856
92.7
and 106 FM.
All right, let's go to your WhatsApps on 072-702-1702, and then I'll come to your calls as well on 011-883-0702.
Next. Morning, I'm too old to be holding grudges. Team, today's topic, grudges, no. I don't hold grudges. Next. I'm too old to be holding grudges. I use serenity prayer in order to ease myself of any grudge, to say, if it's not in my control, worry me. But if it involves my control, then I'll definitely correct it. But grudges, it's a no-no for me. It's Kate from Midrand. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Morning, Clemza. I think Bafana Bafana is gonna perform well next week, Monday. But I think we must also expect the unexpected. I mean, this is football. Anything can happen. Also, I think Mali and Senegal, I'm expecting Mali or Senegal to perform very, very well. Thank you, Clemza. Thank you for a good show.
Good morning, Clement. The odds are really favoring Bafana this time around. We don't have that underdog tag hanging around us anymore. The boys have been playing beautiful, attractive football, blending the youngsters with experienced players. I foresee us going right through the finals. And once we get there, Clement, everything is possible. Show no arrogance to the other teams, play our usual football with pace and skill. We are bringing it home. The boys are bringing it home. It's Mbuyi here in Dobsonville.
Oh, that's what we need. And if they bring it home, I think that sets us up really nicely for the World Cup, doesn't it? So, we need some confidence, and I think this would be a great one. Let's wish Bafana Bafana well. If you're traveling to Morocco as well, please let me know. Or maybe you are already there in Morocco. Which games are you looking forward to? Just broadly speaking, how confident do you think Bafana Bafana is going into this tournament? It looks like we're good to go. It really, There's a lot of work that's been done. We've won some important games leading up to AFCON. I'm very, very confident. But hey, we still need to send some good wishes and pray for the team. Do what you've got to do to try and give them confidence and show them some love.
Clemmy, goeiemorgen man. Floris here from the beautiful Western Cape. Bafana Bafana. Like I said, I wasn't convinced about their performance again. A B team of Bagana. But let me tell you, we are amongst the shortest players in Africa. And normally, West Africans, East Africans, they are very physical players. And I think we should use our nippiness to outplay some of these teams who comes with this physical attitude. And yeah, I am optimistically cautious, like you said. So yeah, we can at least reach the semis. I hope that's not too far-fetched. But yeah, short players, so we need to use our nippiness. Have a good show, bye-bye.
Hi, Clement. Khatasi from Almastripsi. All the best, man, to Bafana Bafana. I do believe ukuthi sizokwenza ngcono khulu nanoma ngeke kube lula, but I'm 100% sure that we're gonna top our group. Gabon and DRC, I think they will surprise many people. Yeah, Morocco, I don't think so. Yes, home ground advantage, but I don't see Morocco lifting the tournament. Towards it, Clement.
Hey, you never know. Buitumelo, in West Dean, good morning.
How's that, Clems?
Hey, Tada.
Yeah. Clem, like I said, I was talking to your producer. My worry is we go into the tournament as favorites. I think every single country is now looking at us. Unlike last AFCON where we were just an average team. It is going to be dangerous. We know we've got Angola, we've got Zimbabwe and Egypt in our group. We need to collect the points from Angola, and a game against Zimbabwe is going to be very tough. We know what they did to us during the World Cup qualifier. So Egypt, if we get a draw, 5 points will take us through to the second round. But yeah, we shouldn't win the games before we walk into the pitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Buitumelo, let's see how it goes. Thank you so much for your call in West Dean. More of your WhatsApps.
Morning, Clement. Thank you very much for touching the Bafana Bafana topic. I just like to appeal to all South Africans. Those boys need us. This is the best Bafana Bafana team we've had by far. We've got the longest winning streak. It's competing with one of probably the top 3 in the world thus far. Let's back our boys. I want to see those billboards from all these private companies when the Springboks are playing. Let's have Bafana Bafana days. They need us more than we need them. Let's push them and let's get them through. And as soon as we go out of the group stages, this trophy is ours.
Taking a break doesn't mean missing a beat.
702.
Let's walk the talk.
Morning, Clement and 702 listeners. On grudges, I don't hold grudges. I forget, even if you wrong me, when time goes on, I forget. Unless you do something that reminds me of that situation you put me in, then maybe can wake up there, but I don't hold grudges. Lubuyu Kasmir.
Hi, Clement. All the while, I thought I don't keep grudges until this morning. My friend tells me I keep grudges. When I'm telling her, Hori, she's repeating what she's done like, I don't know, 3 years ago. And now, I don't because when I'm trying to say, you haven't changed, this is what you do, she says I'm holding grudges. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's my worry is.
Not really grudges.
Yeah. I think sometimes there's a confusion between holding a grudge and holding someone accountable. And a bit of my experience is that when you try to hold some people accountable, then they then say you are holding grudges. when what you are trying to point out is that, to your point, we have been here before. Like, you haven't changed. You're doing the same thing over and over again. And when I call you out, then it's almost as though I'm holding a grudge. But no, it's not a grudge. It's you have triggered something. The behavior is consistent with previous behavior. So it's become a trigger. And I think sometimes there's that confusion. But we're talking about grudges this morning on the 702 open line following the Diddy documentary. Of course, you know about the involvement of 50 Cent in that, if you've watched the documentary. And really, this is a feud that goes decades. And now 50 Cent has found a way to basically expose and follow through on that feud and expose Diddy. And this has really sparked a new conversation about these unresolved conflicts and whether they are truly they can truly fade, or whether some grudges simply evolve with time and opportunity. So do you hold grudges, is what I'm asking you. And what's the longest grudge you've ever held? And have you ever acted on it? Or are you one of those people who believe in letting things go, right? Where you say, I just let go and let God. Or what approach do you take?
Good morning, Clement. I don't hold grudges. I'm a free spirit person. But if you messed up with me, I play very far from you. Thank you.
Good morning, Clement. For me, I don't hold on to grudges because it doesn't help me in any way. Because the person that I'm going to keep holding a long-standing grudge against, they're moving on with their lives. In fact, I'm giving them power over me because I'm busy obsessing about this person. What they don't care about what I think. They don't even care that I exist. So I might be, I might be hold some form of anger towards someone, but in a short period of time it will subside, it will go away. And as for 50 Cent, this whole grudge that is got against Puff Daddy, it's got to do with jealousy. Because it's not only Puff Daddy, there's Jay-Z, there's a whole lot of people. It's because these people have succeeded far beyond what he could ever will in his entire life. It's got nothing to do. It's a professional jealousy. That's what 50 Cent is. He's alienated a lot of people. He's got no friends anymore. His son doesn't like.
Clement, thanks for the great show. Morning to the 702 lenders. I'm not a grudge bearer, but then there are some people, you end up cutting them off completely because I believe in second chances. There's a friend of mine, he's a gossip monger. I gave him a second chance sometime and then he threw me under the bus, and especially with my partner. So I decided, you know what? I don't want this guy in my life anymore. So that's how our friendship ended. I see him, I don't greet him, I just go past.
You
just
don't
go on
greet him.
by. Thank you for a nice show.
Yeah. So the first part was he threw me under the bus with my girlfriend. So, and I wonder, is it because he once told your girlfriend maybe what you guys were getting up to and then like you got into trouble with your girlfriend? I'm trying to figure out how he threw you under the bus, because that's going to say a lot, I suppose, also about him as a friend, right? But two, you cut people off to a point that you don't even greet them. That has always been a shocking thing to me, because I've seen that before. Like, I've got people in my life who will say, I don't talk to that person. And I'll say, wait, so what happens when you come across each other in the lift or in the passage? And they'll say, no, we don't greet. Huh? Oh my goodness, that is so awkward. And my approach, and every time I always tell them this, my approach is always just greet someone and let it go. Be the bigger person in the room. Like, you don't need to be besties. You don't need to talk to each other. Just go, hi. And if they respond, they respond. If they don't respond, cool. Then you know that next time you're not going to bother yourself with that. But I really find you to be brave if you are able to just cut someone off like that, to a point that when you see each other, you're not even going to greet each other. And I've been to family gatherings. Like I've been invited to like friends, family stuff, or maybe I'm at a funeral or there was a ceremony and I'm in the family, and I get told that a certain person doesn't get along with that cousin and that cousin don't get along, or that sister and that sister don't get along, and these people are siblings. And you see how they are there at the ceremony together, well, with everybody else, but they are never ever gonna see each other. They're never gonna, speak to each other. How do people do that? That's the most awkward thing to me. In fact, I would rather not be at that party or be at that funeral if there are people there that don't talk to me and I don't talk to them. Because we're going to come across each other at some point. So, what pushes you to just cut people off like that to a point that you will not even want to greet them? But you're okay to be in the same environment with them as long as they don't bother you and you don't bother them. I have not been able to ever do that. But I'm interested to know, because circumstances are different and maybe yours are legitimate. But to what level do you need to be pushed to before you can decide that you're cutting someone off to the point that you don't even greet them? Some people in the office do that. Huh? Do you work in an office where there's office feud, where there are certain people you just don't greet or they don't greet you? Yeah, that would really, really, really be awkward for me.
Good morning, Clement. I don't know if maybe it's a grudge, because this person, I don't want to see her for the rest of my life. My sister-in-law who said I killed my husband. I don't want to be near that lady. I don't want to breathe same breath with her in one room. I won't be in the same room with her.
Good morning, Clement. I don't know whether for my side you will call it a grudge or whatever. But one thing for sure about me, I don't forget. With this small thing that I don't like, that is disturbing my peace, I will never forget it. And if you repeat it, I will remind you. If you're going to call that a grudge, then so be it. But in most cases, I don't even let people to repeat what they've done to me. If you betrayed me or did something that is wrong to me, I stay far away from you. Far away. I keep my enemies so far. I don't even want you close to me. Because seeing once is seeing twice. So if people are going to call that a grudge, so be it. Sindile.
So, Sindile, what about second chances? You don't believe in that? So if someone hurt you, that's it. You're not going to give them an opportunity to do better by you next time? I see if they've repeated the same thing, whether it's for the second or third time, why you would take that approach. But if someone has made a mistake once, as big of a betrayal that may be, is there no opportunity to say, okay, fine, I forgive you, especially if they ask for forgiveness, and then you still give them a chance to do differently or to behave differently next time? Or are there certain things that happen where you feel, this is it, this doesn't even deserve a second chance? It's 9:31.
Your voice,
Your station.
your open line
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela.
on 702.
24 minutes before 10 o'clock. This is the 702 open line. We're wishing Bafana Bafana well as they prepare for AFCON. They departed for Morocco yesterday and they're heading into this tournament, and we are cautiously optimistic because we really want to build on the recent performances, good performances, might I add. And they should make us as South Africans proud. On the continental stage. So we are sending them well wishes. We're praying for them. We're hoping that they come back with the trophy. I think this is going to be a nice confidence booster ahead of the World Cup. So let me start with your WhatsApp voice notes on Bafana Bafana that have come on 072-702-1702.
Hi, good morning to you, Clement. Kaifas here. You know what? I think Bafana Bafana is going to win Angola. and Cote d'Ivoire is going to win Mozambique. That's what I see. Yeah, Kaifa's here on the road to Pretoria. Thank you.
Hey, Clement. One of your callers just reminded me back in the days when Jamoson was still a coach for Bafana Bafana. One of the journalists commented on the height of, the African players. Well, we are in Africa. And Jamoson said, listen here, my friend, we're going up there in Africa to play soccer, not to be fixing ceilings. So, meaning obviously that height doesn't matter. But yeah, gone are those days. We're going to do well, Clement. Relax. We're going to do well. This is Obi in 4 ways.
Good morning, Clement. Good morning. On the issue of Bafana Bafana, Clem, we still need to go through Zimbabwe, Angola, and Egypt. If we can progress from that group, then anything is possible. But as for now, we know what Zimbabwe did to us. And Egypt, we have got unfinished business with Egypt. So yeah, it's a tough one.
Taking a break doesn't mean missing a beat.
702.
Let's walk the talk.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but it's probably something that we're ready for. I'm going to be watching those heavyweights very, very carefully. Senegal, Egypt, as you say, Nigeria as well. Let's not forget Nigeria. Cote d'Ivoire as well. So this is really a highly competitive AFCON. But I'm confident that we're ready for it. I've also been taking your WhatsApp voice notes and calls around this Sean Diddy documentary. 50 Cent has played a central role in that documentary, and we've been talking about grudges and whether you hold grudges and what's the longest grudge you've ever held, and have you ever acted on it, or do you believe in letting things go? Someone sent a WhatsApp voice note earlier saying, if you betray me just once, I'm not even giving you a second chance. I cut you off, meaning if I come across you at some point, I don't know you anymore. Like, it's as if you've never existed in my life. And I find that to be so interesting that someone can take that hardline approach. But then, betrayal, feels different to different people. And if people feel I am at peace without you, then who are you then to question them? And if they don't want you to utter a word towards you, or for you to utter any word towards them, then that's also the choice that they make. How do you approach grudges? Are you a kind of person that allows karma to take its course? Do you let go and let God, or are you a type that acts on your grudge? Here are some of your WhatsApp voice notes that have come through.
No, Clement. I was the bigger person before. I gave her a chance. She came back. She did the same thing. So at my mother's funeral, she came. And people were greeting me, and she was there, and she came and she viewed my mother's body while I was standing right there next to my mother's coffin. She looked at me and she walked past. So it's fine. You can't even, at my mother's funeral, humble yourself enough to even greet me. So continue. It's fine. We will never greet each other again. We are no more friends. Sam.
Hi, Clement. With regards to your grudges topic, for me, there's a quote from a TV series, Ted Lasso, where he says, when you make a mistake, be like a goldfish. After 3 seconds, just forget about it. So when somebody makes me angry, I'll try to talk it out with them, and then I just forget about it. And that's it. Life is so much more pleasant that way.
Sure, Clement and the 702 listeners. I think, holding grudges is not cool at all. But I look at the show itself, done by 50 Cent. It really unraveled quite a lot of stuff that has been happening and people were not aware of. I think it really shows a lot that is happening. I see 50 really as General Mkwanazi. Yeah, he really revealed quite a lot.
Thanks.
Clement, good morning. Happy Thursday, and the listeners. Clement Anonymous, you remember I write you an email about my story of my brother, his wife, and my mother. We don't see eye to eye. It's now 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. I will never talk to them again. They can even not come into my funeral. I just don't care. I will never talk to my brother, his wife, and my mother. So I've learned to live without them. So I'm better without them. Thanks, Clement. Nice show as always. I'm one person who doesn't forgive. And I'm not expecting you to forgive me. Thanks, Clement.
Sure. Yeah, I'm one person who doesn't forgive, hey? So what happens? Are there specific things that you can't forgive, or just generally don't do me wrong? Because that is not practical. Like, human beings are just inherently flawed. We are flawed humans, and we are likely to make mistakes towards each other. So if you can't forgive and you're cutting off every single person who does you wrong, who are you going to be left with? Because even your own partner, even your own kids, even your own best friend can do you wrong. But I guess there are levels to the wrongs that can be done. So to what level then is the wrong? And what kind of reaction does it elicit from you? I guess that's your approach. On the WhatsApp line, Day by Day says, good day, good morning, Clement. Bafana Bafana, they qualified for the knockout stage, technical and tactical shy. They're looking good. The only thing is mental strength. That's what they need to work on. By Day is saying that on the WhatsApp line. Another one says, hi, Clement. Some people create unnecessary grudges against others as a result of them being jealous of the latter's successes. This happens especially when they expect someone to fall in life, and the opposite happens. Ooh, that's a message from Simon. Are there people who, Kibuloy, that isn't that witchcraft? How do you just sit and wish someone bad? Like, are there people who just sit and say, I wish Clement could fall, or I wish Tsepo, or I wish Jenny or Tando to fall and not do well? That sounds like witchcraft to me. Because why would you wish for such misfortune for somebody else? I can get that you don't like someone else. I can get that you don't like someone else's personality. I can get that you are probably professionally jealous of somebody else. But to wish them bad? To wish them that they don't win something, or they mustn't do, their show must not do well, or their business must fall. Ooh, no, I really classify that as witchcraft. Another one says, Clement, I don't greet my sisters. They planned a family wedding, funeral. It says wedding/funeral. Okay. They planned a family wedding/funeral without me because I don't have money like they do. They only invited me via WhatsApp, but recently had a cousin's party. They were there. I didn't look at their direction, sitting on the same table, and I'm good because I cannot be forced to pop up money I don't have while they are rich. That's a message there from Tembi. Tembi, I feel like you owe us more context here because, what do you mean? They planned a family wedding/funerals, unless you mean end funeral without you, because you just don't have enough, you didn't have money to contribute. But why would they? So please give us some more details, because I'm trying to figure out here, is the anger because they expected you to pop up money that you don't have, or do they expect you to contribute whatever you can contribute? And maybe you felt that they are taking control because they are the ones who seemingly from your message are rich, to use your words. But I'd like some more context, please. But for me, that's it. Like, there are people who just will not greet. That's how pained they are. They've cut you off. I mean, these are your sisters. Imagine you're sitting on the table, they're there to your left, and you don't look their side, and you don't even care. Not even to be pretentious and say hi and look the other way. Yo, I wouldn't be able to go to a party like that. You see, and maybe that's how different we are. I personally would not be able to go to a party where there is somebody who doesn't talk to me or that I don't talk to. I would feel very uncomfortable to be at an event like that.
Morning, Clement. For people that hurt me, I just have a cemetery where I bury them. They can be in the same space as me, like one of my colleagues, but they don't affect me. I don't speak to them. Even if it's work related, we speak through emails because I like self-preservation. I don't like solving things that are hurtful. So you just bury them and they no longer exist at all. They don't have to exist, so they don't hurt you anymore. Even if they act out, like the one, my colleague, she always acting out. But she's the crazy one because everybody's looking and wondering, what is she going on about? Because I just put my invisible earplugs and I literally block her out and I will not hear a single thing that she rants about. It's now 6 years. Doesn't bother me. She's dead. Completely dead.
Morning, Clement and your listeners. Clement, it is actually very easy. Holding a grudge steals your happiness. That person is living rent-free in your head. And he's literally stealing your own happiness. He's long forgotten. He's moved on. Don't let him steal your happiness. Don't hold grudges. It's Marco here from Kempton Park.
Hi, Clement. Anonymous here. I'm one person that I don't go back. So I'm going to burn the bridge and burn it while I stand on it. Just to emphasize, I am not coming back from this. I will burn with the bridge. That is how much I hold. And I won't necessarily say I hold a grudge. I just cut you off to that extent. I will burn the bridge while I stand on it. And let everything turn to ashes.
Yo, I'm getting goosebumps just hearing that. Let everything turn to ashes. Yo, Gautaba. Sibo says, Clement, I like how African grudges always end up with, don't come to my funeral. Right? Well, you don't really have control over that. And isn't that what's supposed to be a lesson about grudges also? The fact that when it's all said and done, when you're no longer with us physically here, when you are dead, no matter how much you didn't talk to me, no matter how much I didn't talk to you, I can still come and pay my last respects to you. Or come and probably stand there looking at your grave and thinking, where did you think you were going to end up? There are people who could be that ruthless. But isn't there a lesson in that? In that there's not much you can do. There's really not much you can do. Like, the funeral is not for the departed. So Sibo, I picked that up in the other voice note about, like, I don't even want them at my funeral. Well, they're probably gonna be there, and there's not much we can do about it if we are 6 feet under. More of your WhatsApps.
Good morning, Clement. A very interesting topic. I had this very same topic with my sister a day before yesterday about, people taking advantage because you're kind, you're sweet, you forgive, you let God be. But no. For me, karma takes too long to hit, So I've decided to take matters into my own hands by just having funerals in my head. Like, I'll really have a ceremony and bury you. And once you bury it in my head, you are gone from my life. You no longer exist. I see you, I meet you, I don't even recognize you, you don't exist, you are dead, you buried, you gone. You are a spirit somewhere. So I don't forgive people, I hold grudges, and I'll cut people off, family, friends, or colleagues, or whoever in my life. I hold grudges, Clement. Thank you, bye.
Morning, Clement. So on the topic around grudges, I don't know if I would call it holding grudges, but I think for to protect myself, if someone has hurt me, I really do stay away from them, especially if I feel that what was done with malice, it wasn't a mistake. So for me, you've got no good intentions for me, and therefore I stay away from you. But I've also got a question for you, Clement. So you mentioned that you don't attend parties or things where there are people that potentially don't talk to you. What do you do in a situation where you need to have a party or a dinner and there are people that are both close to you, but they don't get along? Do you invite both of them? Do you invite neither of them? Or if that's not your reality at this point, if it were to be such a case, what would you do in a situation where two loved ones didn't get along and you wanted to invite them to something that you were hosting in your name? How would you navigate that space?
So, I would have to have a conversation with them. So, first of all, if I don't get along with my brother, oh my goodness, I can't even imagine that. Imagine if, let's say, I don't talk to my brother and my sister is getting married and we have to be both of us there. I don't think I would want to be in a space like that. So I would explain to my sister that I don't think I want your wedding to have negative energy like that, where you've got brothers that are not talking to each other. So maybe I step aside and the other brother comes, or I come through, or the other brother doesn't, or we find a way who attends the main wedding, who attends the reception. My sister can coordinate that. I don't know. I've never been in a situation like that where with a friend of mine or with a sibling of mine, we don't talk to each other. I would still greet you. If you greet me back, cool. If you don't, cool. But I don't think my conscience would allow for that. Now, to answer your question more directly, I have been in situations where I've had friends that were not getting along to each other, not getting along with each other. And I have had conversations with the one who is holding the grudge to say, listen, if I'm going to have this birthday dinner or I'm having a braai at my house, I want both of you to come. But I would want you to know that I don't want this to descend into chaos. Are you able to be in the same space with someone? Can you greet them? You don't need to be besties with them. You don't need to have long conversations with them. But I'm not going to have two people in my house or at my event that hate each other. No, I would talk to both of you to try and figure it out if you are so close to me and I need you there. But I will have to figure it out. But I'm not letting you come if you're going to be nasty to each other. I can't run that risk of having my party being contaminated by that energy.
Good morning, Clement. Neo Kopitori. Clement, I'm not a garage bearer, and then I'm a second chance giver. Nah. So, but if you betray me for a second time, you're out. You're out. You know, some people take advantage, and then it doesn't work like that with me. You cannot betray me to a point that it even affects my family and our close friends. And there's lying onto that. So there's some people, they are forgiven, but they're not welcomed in my life. Thanks for a great show as always.
Good morning, Clement. Let me just remain anonymous. My uncle's wife and her daughter, their daughter was terminally ill. They've been going to the same church every Sunday religiously so, but never talk to each other. The daughter was accusing our aunt of bewitching her. You know, imagine saying your mom is bewitching you. And she passed away without talking to her mother or without them talking to each other. My aunt is still dealing with that. It's very painful.
Morning, Madimeja. Madimeja, regarding the last AFCON, you got bronze. So this one, you go for gold, my friend. I want to sing them a song, Pagane. You, Sexele kancane, siyuphumelela. Thank you, Madimeja. Ke tebisa go shawela.